Hey guys, I hope you are having a cool weekend so far. I hope you enjoyed as well yesterday's first video. I'm gonna be talking about gear today. Some of you guys have been asking me for some time for my gear, my settings, um, how do I set up my amplifier and such. So let's talk about this for some time. Um, my gear is not really that much complicated. I don't really use many pedals or anything strange. So my first thing is my guitar. Um, this Les Paul is it was made on 2014. It's a 58 replica. For those who don't know about the specs of this guitar, it has a kind of chunky neck, baseball bat kind of neck. So it's quite thick. It's not like really thick, but it's kind of thick. I don't have like really long fingers. My fingers are kind of short. Um, the guitar that I had before this one had like a way thinner neck. So when I bought the guitar, because I bought it online, I didn't try it on the shop or anything. When I tried the guitar for the first time, I was a little scared. I thought that I wasn't gonna be play like I like to play on the guitar, especially around this area here. But after a couple of weeks, like me and the guitar bonded really well, and I cannot, I wouldn't be able to go back to a thinner neck right now. I just love this fat neck. It's really cool when you wanna play bands or something, to have something thick to wrap it. That sounds kind of. Well, the specs of this guitar, it's like a replica of a 58. Basically, you all know, you know what kind of guitar this is. It comes with a Gibson Custombucker pickups. These ones are Alnico III pickups. Uh, it has like a bumblebee capacitors. Slash actually uses these pickups on some of his new signature guitars, not the Les Paul standard ones, but the which ones? I think it's his first Burst 58 Les Paul. It comes with Alnico III Gibson Custombucker pickups. There's this other one, Brazilian Dream, the Brazilian Dream guitar. It comes with these pickups as well. And oops, sorry guys. Right. So these pickups kind of sound like Slash or are really cool for blues, rock music. They are not high output pickups, like the other pickups. Like before having these pickups, I have the Slash signature pickups installed. I had them for a year. I gave concerts with those pickups, and they sound really great. But they are a little more higher output than normal Alnico II Seymour Duncan pickups. Uh, Nothing more special, nothing else really special about this guitar. It sounds great. I love playing with the tone knob for the neck pickup a lot. To play like November Rain or that sort of stuff. Those sort of solos. What else? Next, I've always used cables in the past, Mugami cables, or just I never bothered really that much about brands years ago. Then I started becoming a gear nerd, like a freak. And I started learning more about cables and patch cables and Mogami and blah blah blah. And I spent way too many hours on the internet just reading and reading. So a few years ago, I bought this wireless system. It's made by Shure. Shure? Right, and it sounds really cool. Like, well, talking about wireless versus cables, that's a whole thing for another video, but I'm not missing any tone because of the wireless or anything. This one is really cool. It cost me like $400. It's the Shure GXD 4. This one costs like around 400 euros. But it has something really cool, which is like it has a rechargeable battery. I'll show you guys. So it's got just one green light in here to just let you know that it's turned on, and then you have like this battery that you can just recharge as many times as you like, and it lasts for 16 hours, I believe. So this is like the sender of the signal, and the receiver, which is right here. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, it's right here. You put there the battery inside of that box to charge it. So that's really comfy. You don't have to bring with you like a charger for that battery. I had another wireless system before. It was by Line 6, the Relay, I think it's called, or something like that. G30. I can't remember right now. But nothing wrong with the sounds, but it was made of plastic and it just broke really easily for the price. So that wasn't really a great purchase. Nothing against like Line 6, but that particular wireless system is not the best in the world, particularly. So really happy with this wireless by Shure. I've been with it for a year or two. Can't remember right now. I can't remember if I said it before. Right. Well, my strap. Many guys ask me as well, like, where did I buy this guitar strap? It's made by a brand called Red Monkey. You probably know this brand already. It's based on LA. They make custom and really expensive leather straps for guitar. I have strap locks as well put on the guitar. So that's one of the things that I replaced on this guitar. The strap locks. The lockers, and then I changed as well this plastic. This part used to be made of plastic, but it broke, and I just replaced it with a metal one. So now it should last forever, I hope. Regarding this strap, then I added these little conchos here. They look like slashes ones from his top hat, but actually there's a funny story behind these ones. I thought these ones were bigger because I wanted them for my hat, so I thought they would be like this kind of, this big, and then they turned out to be like way smaller, and I was like, fuck man, those were expensive. Like, what am I gonna do with them? So then I just I thought about putting them on the strap, so they look kind of cool. They remind me of the Slashy Souls strap. Then after the wireless system, there are some lights here going on, but there is nothing really crazy. Right after my wireless, the signal travels into the tuner. I'm using a Korg rack tuner, rack tuner. This one is really cool. It comes with cool light that you can see from far away when you're gigging. Is really comfy. It's really useful as well. You can mute it if you want. It can mute your signal. It comes with a cable checker. You can check your patch cables to find out if they are broken or not. That can save you a lot of time, actually. Then from my rack tuner, the signal goes into this rack unit right here. It's a Lexicon MX300 rack unit. Right. When I bought that unit, it was so I could use it on the effects loop as a reverb and delay unit. That's what it is, right? Right. So on this Lexicon effects rack unit, rack effects unit, Lexicon rack effects unit, I have rack effects unit. I have like a preset saved for the Welcome to the Jungle intro, or I have a reverb for Sweet Child of Mine and different stuff. But I'm not using that at home that much. So I used to have a DBX compressor rack unit. I used to use it in front, then I got rid of it, and then I, you know, found out that on this Lexicon rack effects unit, you have a built-in compressor, which is the same as the DBX 160, is it called? Yeah. So guitar, wireless tuner, and these rack effect units that I'm using for compressing the signal. Basically, it's not a crazy compression that I'm doing. I'm just mainly using it to push the amp harder so it goes into more overdrive, you know, into more saturation. I want to saturate a little more those valves. I want to get more natural distortion out of the amplifier, so that's what I'm using the compression for. It's not crazy compression as you would use for country or finger picking or other stuff. So I'm just using the compressor with a minimum compression ratio, and then I'm just pushing the volume as much as I possibly can. You know, it doesn't change the tone crazily. It just pushes the amp a little more and tightens things a little more. After the Lexicon, signal goes to my most important thing in the signal path, I guess. It's the Boss G7 EQ pedal. Right, so I'll just show you how I have it set it up. So you can see my settings, and I just go through them quickly. Right. So as you can see, this is a Boss EQ pedal. It has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bands for EQing. That's what it's called, the GE7, kind of obvious. And then you have your gain, right? This one is modded by JHS pedals. You probably know this brand. The only difference is that it's a little less noisier, and it has a little more brightness into it. I think. I had the regular Boss G7 pedal before. I had the Japanese version and the normal version. Everyone is getting crazy about that one pedal. I don't get so much hype. I've tried them both, and I never really heard like a crazy difference between the two. So I just tried this one, loved it, kept it. So what am I doing here? Right, so I'm basically just cutting some bass frequencies here. This is like your bass. You start by bass and then treble. So here's your mids, right? The crucial part, that's the mids. So I'm cutting some bass. So I'm just putting down these knobs like a hair down. Reason why I'm doing this is because it really tightens your low end. Sometimes amps, you know, it's cool to have low end, but too much low end is not good. You know, there are some bass frequencies that you don't really want to hear. You are not really gonna appreciate, and they're just not gonna be useful really. So I'm cutting some bass, then I'm putting down this knob as well. I guess it's giving a sort of like use your illusions kind of tone to my guitar tone by pulling down this frequency right here. It's killing the matte, actually. There's a little muddiness that I get on my tone without cutting this frequency right here. So it really clears everything up. It just works that way. Just try it for yourself. See if it does any good to your sound. If you like it, leave it like that. If it doesn't do really anything, just leave it normal. So then we start with the mids. The fourth button would be like the low mids. You know, you don't want to boost those like way too high. You want to boost a little more around 1. You want to boost a little more on the 1.6K, right? I'm boosting a little more this frequency right here. That one is really the key, you know. So you your tone sounds more slashy and more, it has more biting mids, you know. And then you have your highs. That's the two knobs right here, you know. So you don't want to have those two set up too high or too low, you know. Maybe you need to if your amp is really bright, got some brightness. If your amp is like doesn't have any spark or brightness into it, you know, just boost it a little. Don't be too crazy about it, otherwise it can sound a little harsh and not really pleasant for your ears. Pleasant for your ears. And then your gain, right? So on my case, gain is going all the way up. Why is it my gain going all the way up? Right. My pickups are low output pickups. When I had the Slash signature pickups installed on my guitar, I didn't really need to push that much the gain up. You know, they would make the amp saturate easier than these pickups do, the Gibson Custombucker pickups. So now it's going all the way up. I'll show you later on the difference between the sounds when I have this pedal engaged and when I have it not engaged. So you can really hear the difference. I don't have it always on, but when I want to get that kind of aggressive, mid-rangey, slashy tone, this is the way to go. Right guys, I hope this video is not being too boring for you. Right. Next pedal in the chain is my utility buffer Concord by Emerson, custom audio. This pedal can work at 9 volts or at 18 volts. I'll get into that later on. Right, what is this pedal really doing to my signal path? I don't know if you know about buffers. I discovered them as well a few years ago. That's when I started to become a gear freak. So when you have a signal that goes or travels through too many pedals on your pedal board, it doesn't matter if they are like a true bypass or not. If you have like a 20 true bypass pedals, your signal is gonna be affected by so much cable run. That's the cable. These are the cables I like to use. These are made by Mogami. Yeah, Mogami cables, right? Mogami patch cables. And then I have these other ones that you can make your, you know, these are some other patch cables that I use. These are branded by Evidence Audio. You can make your own length patch cables. It's really comfy. They are really expensive though, so I'd rather use these ones. Mogami patch cables last forever. Right, going back to what I was talking before. So basically this pedal is gonna keep your signal strong enough so you can travel through all your pedals and you can maintain your high end and you know the core of your tone, like the brightness of it, the life of your tone doesn't is not affected by so much cable length and so much cable traveling and all of that. So yeah, it's doing. I don't have to do anything with this pedal. It's on the path and I don't touch anything. Right. If you use it on the 9 volts version, it saturates before than if you use it on the 18 volts. If you use this pedal on the 18 volts setup, it gives you more headroom. So if you want your signal to distort a little quicker, I would set it up on the 9 volt setup. 9 volts. Right. Hang on, guys. So, what's the next pedal in my chain? Right after the buffer pedal, signal, excuse me, goes into the input of the amplifier. So, guitar, wireless, tuner, compression, EQ, buffer, and input of the amp, Silver Jubilee. Right. There's something to bear in mind as well, like where to place your buffer pedal. Buffer pedals can be run everywhere you like, but there are some times where you have to be a little careful. Forgot about the wah pedal. This is the SC95 by Slash. It doesn't have distortion or anything weird, it's just wah pedal. Before this one, the SW95 came out. That's the one I had for a year, I think. I had that one before this one. I liked the pedal. It was a good pedal, but I never really used the distortion thing that it comes with it, you know, that it comes with. So I wanted to try this one. I got rid of the other one on reverb and bought this one. Kind of happy with this one, so I'll just stick around with this one. Buffer pedals. When I had the buffer pedal before the wah pedal, it was making it a little noisier. I don't know why, but it did. So I'm just running the buffer pedal where I'm running it right now, because when I had it before the wah, it would make a lot of noise. It happens with some pedals, like fuzz pedals. I think you have to be careful as well. If you put like a buffer pedal right before a fuzz pedal, it can make it sound like crap or something like that. I'm not that much into fuzz pedals, so I don't have that problem, guys. That's really all the effects that I like to that I have on my rig. On the effects loop, I usually have reverb when I'm playing home, because I don't like the sound of the amp on my room on its own. It sounds way too dry for me, so I just put some reverb on it. Because I'm not using the lexicon now as a reverb or delay unit. What do I use? I use a RV70 Boss rack effects unit as well. This one right here, don't know if you can see it actually. Well, it doesn't matter, man. It's a RV70 Boss rack reverb unit. I have this one for a year. I bought it quite cheap. It's in mint condition. It's made in Japan. It was made in Japan. It's from the 80s or early 90s. I think it's actually from the late 80s. Sounds amazing. But I don't use it for gigging, because you know, when you're playing a gig, you already get that natural reverb. So I'm not really using reverb for gigging or anything. Actually, I have that one for sale. I'm selling that one for what it was, 150 euros, I think. I think so. So I'll send some pictures of that rack unit and post them on Patreon. If you like it, you know, send me a message, and it's for sale actually. Okay, so that's we're done with the pedals and with the talking. That's all the pedals that I use. I had more pedals in the past. I mean, I like pedals, but you know, I don't like having too much stuff going on. You know, like I like the phaser and octave and all these pedals, which I will use for recording stuff, or I'll just use plugins. You know, I don't bother buying more pedals. So now I'm gonna show you how the Boss GE7 EQ pedal makes a difference on my tone. So right. Forgot about something. Forgot about talking about my amp. My amp is the Marshal Silver Jubilee 20 watts version. You can buy it on a combo version like mine, and you can buy it as a little head. You know, it's kind of cute, something like that. You can run it on 5 watts or on 20 watts. On 5 watts, it's loud as shit. It's loud as fuck. It's fucking loud. Like I usually use it on 5 watts, still too loud for home use. I know it looks like little, but trust me, it's like a fucking beast, man. So when I'm running it on 5 watts, my output master is right now on 2. Otherwise, it'll just start being way too loud. My settings for my Marshal, if you want to take note, these are my settings. My input gain, it's on 6 this time. My lead master is on 10. My output master depends on the volume that I want to have, you know. That's what I use for adjusting. That's what you use for adjusting your overall volume. My treble is on 4.3 kind of thing. My mids are on 5.96. Right now my bass is on 8, and my presence it's on 6. Presence on 6. I don't always use the same settings. Depends on what I'm doing with the amp. I will have different settings. If I'm recording something, you know, when it comes to recording, that's a thing for another video. But you know, depending on what you want to hear, obviously you change your settings. For a different song, I might use some settings, then I might have more gain or less gain, you know. So I know you guys are always asking for my settings, but they're just changing all the time. It's not that I don't want to share them, it's that I constantly change my knobs settings. So these are my settings right now. Okay. My amp is being a little bitch right now. Whoa. What's going on, man? Alright. Right, so this is my amp on its own, well, with the compression added, which I will turn off. You're just not gonna hear the difference, really. So, oops. No compression, no nothing, no EQ, just the guitar and the amp. Just so you know, guys, I'm miking the amp with a SM57. That's the mic I'm using. That's the only one. We will talk in another video about how I like to mic my amp and how do I record my amp as well to get my tones for my music and things. And then there's another mic right there where you are, which is a Scarlett Studio mic. That's for me talking, and you know, so there's a blend between that mic and the SM57. Obviously that mic is gonna be picking up the amp, so cool sound. I mean, you know, for rock, blues, straight away it sounds really cool. But if you wanna add some more grit into it, some more attack, and some more, if you wanna make it sound a little more violent, you know, more slashy, more aggressive, you have to have something in front of the amp pushing it. On my case, it's the Post G7. So I'll show some examples. Like I'm gonna play some riffs first, like a Slash or Guns riffs, and then I'm gonna show you how they sound with the pedal engage. So I'm just gonna jam for a little while. There's there's something in there that is missing. I really notice it when I'm playing in a more percussive way, or when I'm palm muting, like riffs like from Locomotive. You're just really gonna hear the difference now when I'm engaged in the pedal. So now I'm just gonna engage the pedal. You can already hear there's a little more noise, but you know, it's not crazy, so. I'm gonna turn it off one more time so you can really hear. There you go. Now that sounds like lifeless, man. It's crazy. You know, so that's why I'm using that pedal. I really hope you can hear the difference. Maybe with a mic. I know I'm trying my best to get the full sound, but you know. You can use other pedals in front of your amp to push it. But there is something about overdrive pedals. I prefer using... I just ate a burger, man. Sorry. Right. I prefer using EQ pedals because they, well, some of them, they don't color your sound. I don't want my main sound is coming from my amp. So I don't want how my amp sounds. I want to keep that tone. So if I use a tube screamer or a, what is this called? SD1, right? A super overdrive by Boss. Cool pedal, but you know, it colors your sound. I've tried those pedals. They're cool. You know, I might actually use them for record a certain part of a song if I want to change the sound of the amp a little bit. You know, I don't want everything to sound the same in a song, in a mix contest. But as I was saying, EQ pedals don't really color your sound. You tailor it. That's what I like. I like tailoring my sound, and I don't want to change it. You know, but some overdrive pedals are really useful, especially if you don't own a Marshall and you have like another kind of amp and you want to get that Marshall-y sound. There are some really cool pedals out there that can get you close to what a Marshall sounds like. So, not my case. I'm just using a EQ pedal. Before having this EQ pedal, I used another one from MXR, the MXR10, the Slash uses too. Again, yeah, you have more tailoring options. You have like 10 bands, 10 EQ bands, 10 EQ bands to tailor your sound rather than just 7. I'm just using this one. Like I don't like getting too complicated. If something works, why change it? You know, that doesn't mean that you cannot try new things, but you know, most of your sound really comes from your fingers, your pickups, your guitar, and your amp. mainly your amp. I think your amp is like 60% of what your sound is coming from your amp. So rather than bothering so much about pedals and, you know, if it was made in Japan or wherever the shit, just really bother about having a really good amp. That's what really matters. As soon as I got this amp, I stopped bothering about pedals. Stop bothering about pedals. Well, apart from the G7 that I still, you know, I couldn't live without that pedal. So if you have any more questions about anything, gear or anything else, I'll be talking about speakers too. I want to make a video where I'm comparing this speaker, which is a Vintage 30 branded by Marshall. It's a G12 Vintage 30 Marshall branded speaker. It's kind of similar to the regular Vintage 30, but I think there's a slight difference in the sound. I don't have the two to make the video, but there are some videos on YouTube where you can hear the difference between the two. So, let me know what you think of this video. Maybe I talk too much. Sorry about my accent. Sometimes my English is kind of crappy, so I apologize about that. Well, and picks as well. Forgot about that. These are the picks that I like to use. Dunlop 114. I don't think I'm ever changing this pick when this plectrums, man. And so yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video on what other gear am I using that I didn't talk about before. Well, it's not gear, but it's part of your gear, I guess. Ernie Ball, Slinky, Super Slinky strings. I'm using 10s. In the past I used 11s. Yeah, you get like a little more bass on your sound. Probably it's better for your tuning. See, the higher you go, the better it's gonna be your tuning. But you know, I'm not missing anything with 10s. You have to think about how comfortable you're gonna be feeling when you're playing. You know, rather than just, you have to think about how comfy you're gonna be when you play guitar, rather than, oh, what strengths does or did Slash use back then? Like, he used 11s, therefore I'm gonna use 11 gauge strings too. That's stupid, man. Just use what you feel comfy with. Like, you're not gonna miss any tone if you're playing like 9s or 10s. Some of the better guitar players in the world, some of them have like amazing tone live. Like Billy Gibbons, Angus Young. They have like they use like 9s for 8s. I think Billy B. Gibbons uses 8s, and they sound fucking amazing. So yeah, this is everything for today, guys. Bye bye.